Hey, so you want to build one of these sick Halo combat knives? Well, stick around because that's what we're building today. Hey, so before we get into it, I just want to quickly say I did not design this file myself. I actually purchased this file from the Galactic Armory. So if you do want to print and assemble and finish along, I would recommend going and check their file out for this combat knife. It's really well done, really well assembled. The piece actually prints in 3 parts, so it makes it perfect for assembly, and it's already designed for a 1/4-inch wood dowel to run through the length of it for extra support. So if you do want to build along, I definitely would recommend getting the file from the Galactic Armory. The other thing is, in this episode, we're going to be going over the printing process just very quickly. Mainly, it's going to be sanding and finishing of the combat knife and the assembly of it. So let's hop into it.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
Hey, so we finally have all our parts printed. We're ready to start sanding and finishing this thing. We're going to go ahead and quickly sand each part with 180 grit sandpaper just to take some of these harsh layer lines out and kind of smooth it out a little bit. Then I will go ahead, glue this whole thing together. Then once the glue's dried, I will give a nice coat of primer to everything. Once that's dried, then I can go ahead and give it a final sanding. So that's going to be the plan for finishing this, to smooth it out, and then once it's nice and smooth and we have it the way we like it, we'll go ahead and give it a nice coat of paint. Now, I know typically I don't print in orange. It was just the only filament I had on hand at the time. Typically I know it's gray, but I didn't feel like waiting around to have more filament delivered, so we are doing orange today. So let's get into the sanding.
Well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Can't twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. Some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh.
So that's going to be the extent of my first layer of sanding. As you can see, I still have most of the layer lines in there, but that's okay. The primer should fill most of that in nicely. So this, I'm going to say, is ready for priming. So I'm going to move on to the next 3 parts, and we'll do that.
I miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak just my mind. Oh. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give.
Hey, so we finally finished sanding all of our pieces. We cut our wood dowel down to size. It's 1/4-inch wood dowel. I cut it down to 9 inches, and now this is going to just help with alignment and for structural support of the piece. we're just going to use the handy dandy Gorilla Glue to glue it all together.
You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind around.
Alright, so now I just want it to be noted, if you end up building one of these for yourselves, the tolerance for the clearance, or for the hole for the dowel, is very snug. So just go very, very delicately. I found I have to spin it to get it to go in properly. But you just want to, yeah, so you can see it's kind of snug, so I gotta just twist it down there, but it'll go. You don't want to force it because you don't want it to break, because if it breaks, then you're going to have not a fun time. You're going to probably have to try to drill it out, and it's a lot of extra work that you don't want to have to do. Nope, we're not even. See what I mean? This way might work better. There we go. Yeah, the one side's been worked on a little bit more, so I can slide that in nicely, just like that. And this will slide on like that. And then this, oh no, I believe it's like this. And you got a nice fit, just like that. And now we're going to let this sit for the next few hours, let the glue dry a little bit before I cover it in some primer. But then I will give it a nice coat of primer, and I'll see you when I get to do that. Alright, so now we have our dagger fully primed, we're ready to go, and we're ready to start painting this thing, or sanding this thing. Alright, so you can see we finally got this all sanded down, got all the primer taken out. I went in and I filled in a couple little areas with some of the Bondo, just where some of the print kind of messed up a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm going to go and give this another coat of primer, fill everything in. As you can see, the primer is actually staying in the deeper layer lines. So now I'm going to go give this another coat and smooth it out. Now that should fill in the rest of the layer lines, and I should be able just to give it a nice final coat, or quick wet sanding with 400 paper, just to make it smoother, I guess, in an essence. But yeah, really happy with these. So I'm going to go give these a coat of primer, and I'll go back to you. And hey, welcome back. So we covered the whole thing in primer after we sanded it with 180. Now we're ready to go ahead and just hit it with a quick 220 just to smooth it down anymore. Go in and touch up a little spots with some of the spot putty from the Bondo spot putty. Looking at it, I don't think we'll need to do that. It's actually looking really nice, really smooth already. So I think after the 220 we can just hit it with another coat of primer, and then we should be able to start painting this thing. So let's get to that. Alright, so I know it doesn't look like I did all that much, but essentially all I was doing with the 220 here was going ahead and just smoothing out the primer, making sure there was no rough areas, and you can see where it was highlighting some of the higher spots that the primer got. So we went, smoothed it out, hit the whole thing. I'm actually really happy with how smooth this is. And the white there is actually a different color primer I used for the base coat. So what I'm going to go ahead and do actually is, I think this is ready for the first layer of paint. I'm quite excited. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to wrap up the blade and start by painting the hilt. Alright, so quick update with the paint job. I went ahead and gave the blade a metallic aluminum, was the color I used, coating. I think it looks actually really nice. I don't know how I feel about the color yet. It may change, it may not, who knows. But the reason I decided to do the blade before the handle is I think it'll be easier for me to wrap the blade after the paint's dry and after I clear coat it. I have a feeling it'll be easier for me to wrap this in tape and then spray the handle in black than vice versa, trying to tape that. Either way you do it, it doesn't really matter. That's just the way I figured it'd be easiest. And I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I'm actually thrilled. Alright, so let's get this taped up and then we can paint this and the hilt at the same time. Or guard, whatever you want to call it. The sheath. The thing that'll be attached to me. Alright, so let's get to it. So when people tell you don't rush, take your time, that's very, very sound advice. I rushed through when I was putting on the primer coat, and you can see where it gave me some drip marks. And I'm not too happy about that. So I'm going to take the time, I'm going to resand this just lightly, just to take out some of those watermarks, or some of those drip marks. And then we'll be good to go into the handle. I just wanted to give you an update and show you, yeah, take your time, don't rush it. Because that just really sucks now that I gotta resand that out. But what can you do? Hey, so there we have it, a fully finished combat knife from Halo. Now I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I'm really happy with all the detailing on this knife. I love the shine on the blade. If I was to redo it, I would only redo the color on the blade. I would probably do it with a chrome instead of the metallic aluminum. I just find with the metallic aluminum it just looks too plasticky. So I think I might give it a spray with a chrome maybe to see if that would give it more of a realistic metal look to it as a blade. But I'm actually not too upset with the reflection on that blade looking at it in the camera there. But so I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next one. Next one we will actually be doing the AR from Halo Infinite. Currently working on that now. As you can see, it's just taking me a little bit longer than expected. That's why I went with the combat knife for this video and not the AR like I originally said. But I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification, and I'll see you later.